Okay, I think no question, a ton of missed opportunities out there today. This is a simple game. I think our group knows what winning football looks like. We did not play winning football today. You think about the opportunities and the mistakes within the game. A couple red zone opportunities early made us kick field goals. We got 6 to show for some of that momentum we had early. Really made 2 turnovers in the game that led to 14 points. And we had way too many penalties in the game, okay? And a handful of penalties that resulted in first downs on third down, in particular in the first half. And then you got to give Vanderbilt some credit. They did some things today well. But, there's a lot of Florida beating Florida out there today, and that's my job, is to have the players ready to play. We did not do that today. But I think our group understands, right, what happened out there today, and ultimately not enough to win. It's that simple. I think a lot of the things that we've been doing, we weren't able to do today. At times we played well on defense, but we didn't work together today, as a team. So I think there's opportunity here for this group to respond the right way. I think ultimately when you go through challenges, you make mistakes, it gives you an opportunity to respond, to show your character. I think this is going to be an opportunity for this group to stick together. They've worked extremely hard to become a team. And certainly, these experiences give you an opportunity to show that character, to show that togetherness. And we've got an opportunity to go play again this year. But we'll take a good look at the film. I know you guys got questions, so we'll let you get to that. What do we got?
You guys have been so good in terms of penalties. Is there anything that you can point to or that you saw that changed today?
I think some of the penalties are technical, but I also think that we lost our composure at times today. I think we retaliated one time. We played a little bit beyond the whistle one time. But I do think there's some technical penalties there, that, I think are bang, not necessarily undisciplined penalties outside of those 2 I mentioned. So I think those are decision-making in the moment. They're technical things that we can do better, but we'll look at those and certainly evaluate them.
What did Vanderbilt do to slow the run game? 45 rushing yards, you guys can turn it off on the ground.
Yeah, no, I think, I think that, I'll be able to tell you more when we get to the film, okay? But ultimately, they did a good job fitting the runs. They played inside out. They forced us to throw it to the perimeter at times. They made Anthony hand the ball off at times. There was a lot of different things that contributed to that, but I'll be able to give you more information the next time I talk to you.
Losing a pair of starters and Ricky Pearsall and Todd Torrance, just how tough was that, and is there any update you can give on those guys?
Yeah, we were without a few guys, I think Ricky was pretty early. Marcus Burke was pretty early. We went into the game without a couple receivers, but that has nothing to do with what happened today. A lot of those guys that played in the game, played well at times, right? So, but we did get a few guys banged up. Obviously, we'll give you more of an update on those guys later in the week.
I know with Ricky out, you're down to your 3rd-string punt returner there, and obviously he makes a mistake. It proves pretty costly. Just your thoughts on that play and what a momentum play was for you guys.
Yeah, no, it's a product of, losing 2 players, and then you've got your third out there, and, nobody wants to do their job more for the team than Jason Marshall, right? He made a in-game decision there that, he made a mistake in the game, much like a lot of players on our team made mistakes, right? So the great thing is he responded as a competitor. He made a great play late in the game. But that was a technical decision there that, we need to coach him better, right? I think that's our specifically something that we talked about going into the game there that is he could potentially have to run out there, right? So, but Jason will learn from that, and he showed some resilience today, made a huge play in the game there at the end to create a turnover.
What's this do to this momentum? You guys had a bunch.
Well, it's a setback. There's no question about it. But, I think problems are often opportunities in disguise. I think that it's a little bit of a reality check to some degree that if we don't play, we've got to do these things. We've got to take care of the ball. We have to eliminate the penalties. We have to rush the ball effectively. Expose some of our depth issues, right? I mean, there's lots of things that this can teach us. I think ultimately that's what's important here is that we learn from the experience. I think, again, I think our group is well versed on what winning football looks like. We did not do what's required to win today.
How tough was it to lose a vocal leader in Ventrell at the time that happened? And do you anticipate potentially appealing the ruling that happened there?
Yeah, no, I mean, Ventrell is obviously a significant player on our team. Not only his production, but his leadership. He's a great communicator, and that affects your team, I do think that group that went in there, they made the most of their opportunity. We'll look at the tape and see how they played. But, as far as the appeal process, we need to watch the film more in depth before we make that decision.
What do you think of Anthony's performance today?
I think Anthony did a lot of good things out there today. I think there's a handful of plays that he'd like to have back, much like every week. I think at times, early in particular, we can play a little bit better around him. Quarterback oftentimes gets a lot of the credit and a lot of the blame. Ultimately, offense is played with 11 players, and we need to. Every part of our team, I think, can play better. But he did a lot of good. I certainly responded as a competitor at times in that game. Made some really good throws and great plays. So, I really believe this is part of, his story, his growth. These things are beneficial if you take advantage and you use them the right way. And I know our team will do that and our staff will do that.
And then the guy he targeted a lot in the fourth quarter, Reynolds, what do you think about the way he stepped up today?
Yeah, no, Day-Day is Day-Day, if you think about it, Day-Day had a phenomenal summer. He had a phenomenal training camp. He had some good players in front of him. He's got character. He works. And then today, when given an opportunity, he stepped up and made some plays. So another young player that hadn't played a lot in the past that was ready for his opportunity today. And it's great to see him. He dropped the one earlier. We go right back to him, and he made the play there late. So Day-Day's a good player, and he was ready when given an opportunity today.
A few more for the coach.
Was just dressed it up a little bit.
Just a few more, guys.
Thoughts on the start of the game? I mean, you guys had an opportunity to get
Yeah.
things done early, and you got off such a great start against South Carolina, and it's
Right.
3-0 in the first quarter.
Yeah, and really 6-0 if you think about the 6-7 or whatever the case may be. We moved it down in there, into the low red and got 6 to show for a lot of yards, right? Scored touchdowns in the red area and making the other team kick field goals in the red area is a key component to the way we play and win a football, and didn't do it today.
What did you see on those 2-point conversion attempts? Was it something defensively that they did well?
To be quite honest, 13 made some phenomenal plays. He deflected. He was a blitzer on both plays and made, we got what we want, right? And, we're throwing it to the guy that's going to run it in for 2, and the guy makes some phenomenal plays and tips the ball. That guy's a heck of a player.